Hey everybody. Uh how you doing? My name is Timothy White, for all who do not know. Um and I just been struggling to talk about an issue that I think is very important. And it's been days that I've started this video and ended it just giving up with why. But I've been called to just start the conversation or just give my thoughts on it. And long story short, it's about housing. Housing in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, housing everywhere, really, because I feel like this issue is everywhere. I have my hands in a little bit of everything as an entrepreneur, a young black man in Harrisburg. I'm 39 years old. My job is primarily helping people who come home from state prison with services. Me and my mother run a nonprofit called A Miracle for Sure, and housing is one of the biggest things we deal with daily. We deal with a lot of things, but housing. And I'm trying to stay as focused as I can because my mind is all over the place, but I'm not directing this towards the homeless problem or population. Or I think I'm want to talk about a part that not too many people talk about: evictions. I want to talk about the people who actually have places to live, but are still losing them at an all-time rate. And it's very frustrating. It can happen to anyone. Um, but we get a lot of calls. We are on the list of service providers for the 211 number that people can call and ask for help. And there's a couple organizations on there, and everybody tries their best. But I kind of want to say things in the way only Tim White can say things. And sometimes that's hard to hear. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it don't. But I'm really passionate because I've been providing housing assistance in some way or fashion for over 10 years now. And when I say me, I mean, in work. Um, but I want to say this: pay your rent. Nothing else matters. I feel like we make other things matter, and that's the hard pill that this long speech is going to get to: is pay your rent first. There's, yes, bills on top of bills, and holidays on top of holidays. The eviction rate is so high everywhere. I haven't pulled a lot of data because the numbers are all over the place. I've tried, but um, a lot. Landlords are taking people to the district justice and filing quicker and quicker. Um, you don't want someone to owe you $5,000. And once upon a time, that was cute. Landlords was like, ha ha ha. But now it's like, nah, 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 because they're getting burnt. So it's a hard process for both sides. Being a property owner myself and helping a lot of property owners, I guess I could speak to that side too. Having people live in your house who you work so hard for to get that house. Some people rent the houses that they grew up in. Some are in the industry and they're buying and selling and renting and doing all of that stuff. And you crunch all these numbers, and then you move a family or a person into your house and they never pay what they're supposed to pay. So the numbers never add up. Um, and you get stuck with them. You can't evict them right away. There's processes in Pennsylvania. Um, yes, there are slumlords. Yes, yes, yes. I know. But let's try to stay a little contained with all the things that can happen because there's so many different scenarios. Um, the next thing I want to say is a life lesson that my mom, Marcia, taught me as a child, as a young man. Young man, I like young man. So bear with me. Once upon a time, I used to get a lot of speeding tickets, and as I look back, I always be like, "What's a lot?" But I was a young driver. Fast and the Furious was out, and just got the L's, and I was spinning. I'm trying to get to Philly in 45 minutes. I'm trying to get across town. I'm trying to beat lights. I'm doing the things. But let's just say, because it wasn't like once a month. It was like I would get one speeding ticket a year. But that's enough. So I get these speeding tickets, or even parking tickets for this matter. Tickets. So let's say I get a parking ticket, and it's, back then, 25, let's call it $25. $25 speeding, parking ticket. I may have the money, but let's just say I don't have the money. Let's just say my sense of responsibility to take care of something quickly, I haven't quite learned yet. So I'm getting these parking tickets, and I'm not paying it. So you don't pay it. 2 days later, it turns to, let's say, $50. If you don't pay the $50, let's say it goes to the district justice. And now, because I'm keep telling myself I'm going to pay this. I'm going to pay it. Once again, whether I have money in my pocket or not, my thought process is to pay it. I have good intentions. But I don't pay it. Okay. And now the warrant for my arrest is coming to my mom's house. And it's, let's say, a month later. And now they want me, first of all, and they want, let's call it $300. If I didn't have $25, I definitely don't got $300. But now it's not a secret because I'm not stupid. I'm not smart enough to get to the mail before my mom sees it. So she sees it. So now we both know that the people looking for me, they want $300. And moms being moms, Marcia being Marcia, takes care of her baby and cusses me clean out. This ain't no sweet conversation. Cusses me clean out and pays the $300. Extra chores. You gonna pay me my $300 back? Blah blah blah, all the things. But just cusses me clean out, and I feel like a scumbag. But once again, I just wasn't as responsible enough yet, and so let's just say that lesson had to happen a bunch of times, where I would get tickets, not take care of them. Mom to the rescue. First of all, no one else rescues you but your mom. So then there's that. Or grandmom or aunt. You know what I'm trying to say. What she would say eventually, and the lesson I took away from all of that was, I'd rather you come and ask me for the $25 the second you get the ticket than come ask me for $300 a month later. She goes, I'm grown. I will always have $25 to give you. And what she had to accept, and what she was saying in this was, for whatever reason, if he asks me for $25, I'm gonna give him this $25. Not you piece of whatever, bash, 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 bash. You knew better, you knew better, you knew better. Nope. She adapted her style and of parenting and said, you know what? I guarantee you, you got it or don't got it. If you come ask me for $25, there will never be a time I won't give you that $25, because what I've learned is that I don't want to give you this $300. That really hit home to me eventually. Now I'm grown now, and very, very, very far in between. I have to reach out to my mom for ticket money, but like I said, as a young adult, that was a lesson I learned, and in learning that lesson, I really grew up and started respecting what my mom was trying to teach me, or what she did teach me. So that's the lesson of that. And how do I want to equate that to housing prevention? Okay. So let me say what's happening now. Inflation, blah, blah, blah. Work, no one's getting paid enough, blah, blah, blah. Once again, this conversation is not so much about all the reasons why the problem is so bad. The main thing I want to say is people are getting into apartments and or rooms and then not paying the rent. Point blank, period. Call it whatever number you want to call it. I've seen people not pay $600. I've seen people not pay $1,200. I've seen people not pay $100 for whatever reasons, once again. So, but now we in the hole. Now, blah, blah, blah. Months have gone by and you don't know what to do. You have a week till, because you done already went to court. So now we're past judgment. Either pay and stay or nah, get out. Let's just say you owe somebody $5,000. This district justice notice got the back rent on it, fees from the district justice, court fees. Y'all know the game. Let's call it $5,000. And now what you have decided to do was to pick up the phone and call every nonprofit you can that has housing assistance and eviction prevention on their website and ask, hello, hi, my name is Timothy. Do you help with housing assistance or eviction prevention? How much do you need? What's the situation? I need $5,000. Like, that's a tough pill to swallow. Definitely a tough pill to spit out. But it's happening all day, every day. People are calling places and asking for $5,000. That's an amazing amount of money. For any organization, big, small, I don't care if you're housing, the welfare office, a small nonprofit like a Miracle for Sure, that's a lot of money. And have organizations done it before? Yes. Yes, they have. There used to be the monies out here. And I'm not even talking COVID numbers. I'm talking before that. I'm talking a little bit after that. There's some monies out here. But people are now, I'm talking like never even heard of a Miracle for Sure. Never even been to the welfare office and are calling them like, hey, hi, my name is, I need $5,000. Oh, and I need it by tomorrow. Once again, that's a crazy ask, but it's a real life ask because we're months in, court fees, and now that's what I need by Friday, or I got to get out. Me and my kids got to get out. And I've been living here for insert amount time here. Um, yeah, I was working. I lost my job. Uh, I stopped paying. I couldn't pay. There's a many of reasons why people lose their jobs. Once again, this is not so much about the problems of not enough money. It's when you do have the money, did you pay? And statistically, the answer is no. So let me say a little bit about what I would do if, and hypothetically, if someone called me and asked me for $5,000 to prevent them from, if I had the money, and I mean a lot of money, but if I had the money and the ability to do this, now, yeah, let me say what I would do. I would ask, how much is your rent? I want the whole breakdown. I want to know how we got here. And a person's usually transparent and humble and willing enough to be truthful. Not too many people lie in this process. My rent's this much. Everything is provable. Can I see your lease? How long you been there? Um, okay, back to why you fell behind. And then can I see your payment history? Can you how do you pay your rent? Um, it's an app, it's a website. Okay. Can I see it? Yeah. Let me print it out for you because that's once again necessary to prove the path of how we got here. And then it's everything is situational. All these programs are situational. Everybody has a population of people they serve. Uh, like I said, ex offenders from the state system, drug and alcohol patients in a program, um, single mothers, pregnant mothers, um, single mothers with multiple children. There's a lot of female programs. We know the game. We're not here to do that. There's not too many men programs, not too many single father housing assistance programs. Um, so yeah, I'm looking at the ledger now, and it says you moved in. You know, it's January 24th, 2024 now, today. It says you moved in last January. It says a program moved you into the place. So a program paid your security deposit and your first month's rent because you were in need of help, right, wrong, or indifferent. So boom, you moved in. Let's call it $2,000 to move in. Someone paid that for you to move in. And let's call your rent $1,000. Um, it says here that you have never given them $1,000. We are a year into this, and you signed this lease for a year, and you promised to pay $1,000. And when you moved into this place, you had income. Um, you was taking care of business however you could. But for some reason, you never gave them $1,000. And I'm talking sometimes not even close. Sometimes nothing. More times than not, nothing. And then other times 400, 300, 250. And the fees are whooping you. Late fee, the 2 days late fee of $80. Something crazy. Every month 80 because it's never on time. Even if you're paying a piece of it, it's never on time. So now I have to make the decision. The company, the nonprofit, the organization, the government, blah, 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 has to make the decision of if it should save you from your bad decision of never paying your own rent. And one thing I said last year to my friends is we got to figure out some type of accountability. And if we're not going to be accountable to the government, because who does that? We need to be accountable to our loved ones. Like, go to your mom and say, hey, mom, show me your rent receipt. Show me your ledger. Let me look at your ledger. And go to your best friend. Ask your best friend. Go to your aunt. Go to your sister. Like, we should check each other. I'll ride or die for you. I'll kill for you. I'll steal for you. I'll have all your babies. I'll attach your name everywhere. Can I see your receipt for your rent? And I don't care where it is. I don't care if you got a project house. I don't care if you got a 1-bedroom. I don't care if you got a big townhouse on Lingostown Road. Can I see your rent payment? And the person is going to say yes or no. Nah, it's none of your business. Why would you want to know? Why do you care? Because I love you and I care. We should try to hold each other accountable. I think that's one of the things that would help, because we're partying with each other like crazy. We taking trips like crazy. We splitting these checks, and sometimes we not splitting these checks. Sometimes one person holding down all these outings, and I ain't just talking about dates. I'm talking like whatever. Fly. We fly. Matching everything. I got the newest Snickers, PS5, Christmas. I'm going to take care of mine. You know what I mean? Matching outfits all the way around the board. I didn't pay rent in December because I got to buy these outfits. We're doing all the things, but prioritizing the thing we should be prioritizing. And that's one of the biggest problems of evictions, is we're not prioritizing the priority. The priority, I don't care how you swing it, is the roof over your head. And we say that on Facebook. We act like that's something that we preaching and practicing, but statistically we're not. And there's a housing first model versus the traditional approach to helping people. Housing first is flat out, you come to us with I lost my place, I need help. The program, the organization just poof, apartment, here's the money, pay the money to the landlord, moves you in. And then it's like, hey, I just paid someone $2,000 for you to get in here. Can you sign this piece of paper saying that you agree to be case managed or mentored or whatever by me? And then you would come see us once a week, twice a week, whatever. Like, I think I want to say, like, what would you think would be the qualifications for if you were to give someone $5,000? Like, when would you inflict, and where would you enact those requirements? Because once again, if we're talking same focus, if we're talking eviction prevention, it's when do you start that process? Do you wait until you're a week, the last week of the 30 days that your landlord gave you to get out? Should you, back to my metaphor or story of the ticket, or do you come to me as soon as you get the $25 ticket, and the program, the thing should say, oh, you need $1,000 today. You need $600 today. I rather give you $600 today than wait till a year from now and you call here and ask me for $5,000. Tricky. And it's like, do you require someone to have a job? Because if they had the job and was making money every 2 weeks and wasn't paying, but now I lost my job and now I need your help, but I'm going to get a job I'm gonna get a job right after you pay this money for me, this $5,000 for me to stay here. I'm gonna give me a job because that's what I needed to get the job. And I am judging, but I'm not judging. I'm a judger. So like, oh, I'm not that person that's like, we're not judging. I'm judging. It's nature. It's human nature. You can't come in here. You can't go anywhere asking for something when you got something. It really matters. It really matters. Your Facebook, for example, shows your money right there. Your car you driving shows the money you right there. Your shoes you got on your feet, your pocketbook, your nails, your haircuts, your matching man purse and Gucci belt, and all the things you spend money on. The trips, pictures. Just it's easy. The Googles find all the answers real fast. I don't care what nickname you put on this daggone Facebook. It's there. And what I tell people is I'm in these streets. So I mess around and see you at the bar. I mess around, see you at the restaurant. I'm in the clubs. Like I'm where we at. And I'm not calling myself a perfect rent paying person. These are hard lessons I had to learn as well. It also is also the empathy and the lived experience that I'm able to speak to how crazy this rent stuff is and how I've made bad decisions before. I've lived with people before. I've had people live with me before. And the nothing matters if nothing matters part of all of this is you could be living in a place for 10 years. Anyone, insert anyone here, and then not pay your rent on that 11th year and you be evicted. We've seen all types of people be in this situation. But it does come down to prioritizing the priority, which is that rent. And getting help with other things when you can. There's food help, there's utility help, there's childcare help, there's all types of help. And is that the problem? Is there too much help? That we're so complacent and I'm rambling and I'm speaking what's coming into my head because once again, I've been planning this conversation for a while, just trying to wrap my head around how I've been doing this work for years. And sometimes it doesn't feel like we're helping. And yeah, helping one person, as long as I help one person, as long as I this, as long as I that, that's not enough anymore. And we kind of got to stop saying that. We got numbers that we need to be helping people. And then how much money, let's just say I am an organization and I pull down a grant and it's not $1 million. Like where they got them at? It's not $1 million. Let's call it. Some of them are contracts. That's a completely different conversation. Some of them are a miracle for sure. You go find the money, aka go get a bank loan, go get an investor, and sign this contract, and then provide this service, and then all the monies that you contractually give to someone will reimburse it. Like that's that's really how a lot of programs run, and it's good and bad. But okay, back to how much money y'all think somebody pulling down. How much money is a lot of money? Let's just say I pull down $20,000. That's a lot of money, especially to me. That's someone gave me $20,000, I'd be like, hey, yeah, I should be good. But no, for real, $20,000 to help people. How many people you think you can help with $20,000? And now, once again, it's at your discretion of how you spend it, how much money you give to one person. And speaking to this situation that we just said, should you give one person $5,000 of that $20,000? And then what's going to happen after I give that person that $20,000? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to tell their mom. They're going to tell their sister. They're going to tell their pastor. They're going to tell the person at the bus stop. And then the next thing you know, another person calls and another person comes in and they're going to expect $5,000. And poof, 20,000 gone. Arguably in one day. Arguably. If I said yes, gone. $5,000. One day. Now, yeah, let's say I chop it down and I say, no, I'm only going to give $1,000 to each person till the 20,000 is gone. Okay. But now I give you $1,000 and you get evicted next month because that was just a Band-Aid on the wound of $5,000. And don't get it twisted. People will say, hey, I understand $5,000 is a lot of money. Can you put something on it? If you don't see my last video about put something on it. Can you put something on it? I could call somebody else and I'm going to work on the other four. No, that's not how programs work. I can't give you $1,000 and you go to the next program and get $1,000 and you go to the next program and get $1,000. That also doesn't work. So let me get to the point of like, what do we do? What are we to do? How do you prevent evictions? How do you make people pay their own rent? Now, yes, there are going to be thousands of people who are going to be like, Tim, I'm a single this. I pay my own this. I pay everything. I've been paying this. This is crazy to me. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. I get it. I'm not talking to those people. Like I said, I'm trying to stay focused on the amount of evictions that are being processed every day in our district justice's offices. And okay. So let's go back to the situation of when I moved you into the place with the $2,000, not I, the organization, or you moved yourself in. Okay. Yep. Should there be a place that you can call and say, hey, I'm not good with managing my own money. Can I get help, accountability, guidance, paying my own bills? Y'all aren't giving me anything. I just need help managing my own monies. So as soon as you move in, you just start meeting with a regular counselor, case manager, mentor, or someone's calling you, hey, the first is on his way. Are we good? Yes, no, maybe. And, that's a whole program in itself right there. And rather a person would do that willingly. Or should we be mandating this? Is the problem so bad that somebody needs to mandate your paycheck, pretty much? So once again, I know I'm talking crazy, but I'm just saying, like, what are we to do? How do we prevent this number from getting to $5,000? Now, sometimes that number gets there really, really quickly because rent's $1,500, $1,200, a lot. And sometimes it's not. Let me speak to the not real quick. You live in this subsidized housing. You're on a fixed income. Y'all know what that means, right? Fixed income means a check. You living off your kid's check. I know the game. It's a thing. We either living off the kid's check or we living off our check. One of the parents is getting a check. A SSI, SSD, SS something, disability, unemployment, pension, Insert all the things. A fixed number. Let's call it $900. You were supposed to live off of $900. We know that's impossible. Um, Once again, too many issues of explaining all of that, but we know that's not a thing that you can sustain. But back to subsidized. So I know your fixed income is $900. I made your rent $121 a month. I need $121 a month, and I got you for the next however many months, years that you're living here. That's what this is going to be. And I'm not going to judge the car you're driving, the things you're doing, the trips you're going on, the clothes you buy. That person is still racking up a $2,000 bill or whatever bill, months later, sometimes years later. And wow, like we know that's wow. We know that's okay. What failed what? Did the system fail you by not checking you sooner? Because now we're at the point where, I've seen programs be like, oh no, you don't want to pay the 121? Bam. Your subsidized is gone. I'm gonna need 800 now. So now that thing quadrupling each month. 800, 800, 800. Back when it was stacking at 121, 121, 121s, got time to disco. Now that thing want 800, 800, 800 now. Now you just, and you can't stop it until somebody helps you with the lump sum. Should we help that person? Should someone help that person who has purposely decided to not prioritize the priority and figure out everything else? I've lived everywhere. First of all, I'm the oldest of 8. My mom was a single mother all my life. In a 20-something year, actually a 20-something year addiction. So we moved every year sometimes, and I didn't know why all of my life, but kind of get the gist of it, what was happening for real. And my mom was trying everything she could. My mom got better, and we're about to celebrate 30 years clean. So she has been the most awesomest person I've ever known. All of my life. She's my best girl. But we moved a lot. We wasn't always making the right decisions, and we didn't always have it. But God will provide. There was always a church that would come out of nowhere. It was always a nice person that would come out of somewhere and help Marcia with her 8 kids. And we did that for a long time. And people can do that for a long time. You can do that for a lifetime. But how do we get better? All of this talking to how do we get better? Where do we put the better at? How do we lower the number of evictions that are happening every day? When should we do something? What should we do? Or should we just keep doing what we've been doing and keep bailing people out no matter what? Do we keep prioritizing the domestic violence woman, the single mothers, the mothers with 5+ kids, no job, fixed income? Do we keep doing that? We can't keep doing that. There is literally not enough money, not enough housing, not enough everything. And it is arguably it is a revolving door. People move out, people move in, people move out, people move in. And I know somebody's going to say home ownership is the answer. Home ownership is the answer. For certain people, yes. I do believe, and I'm going to try to wrap this up, I do believe that we are creating housing, but not fast enough, and we can't do it for everybody. So yeah, is there a building, a couple buildings going up for the elderly? Yes, and I agree with that. And this is why I agree with funding that, because you can't fund everything. You can't be like, no, why can't we just build houses everywhere, um, and make them affordable. Um, we can't. But okay, if we're going to pick a population to do it for, should it be the elderly? Yes. In Tim White's opinion, all of this is my opinion. All of this is just me just rambling and talking. Please, I like my job. I like the organizations I'm a part of. Come on, man. I don't want to get fired. But um, I shouldn't be 39-year-old Tim White shouldn't be competing in a arguably a bidding war for a 3-bedroom apartment with a 70-year-old grandma. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But that's happening every day, all day. We shouldn't be competing with that demographic. They should be taken care of, or take care of us down at the bottom, but we know that's not going to happen. So yes, build them housing, build them the buildings, and put them in there so they can get out of the way. Hypothetically, you know what I mean. Not get out of the way, but I shouldn't be competing with a grandma, because now I'm starting my family, or I'm trying to keep a roof over my family's head. I think that's one of the biggest problems. And back to the housing, the home ownership thing. A person who is stable, who's never had an eviction or never been close to being evicted, has been consistently paying rent all of their adult lives, if you will. We need to be pushing them to home ownership sooner than later. Sooner than later. There are still too many hurdles for the perfect person. Well, first of all, you should, the numbers don't make, you need a partner to buy a house. Most houses are bought with 2 people. Once again, I'm not trying to get me too'd out here or anything. You need 2 incomes. All of these numbers, first of all, are really about 2 people with 2 incomes helping each other. We're not supposed to be running households individually. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you make. It's ridiculous to think in this day and age, in any day and age, it just never was ever supposed to work. So once again, I don't want to go into all the problems that are reasons why and all of this and the households and locking black men up and no. How do we prevent the eviction epidemic that's happening every single day? So if you have any thoughts, if you ever want to talk, if you want to comment on this post, please comment. Let's talk. I'm like I said, I'm in this work every day, and I know thousands of people who are. Everybody's got a housing program. Everybody's trying to help somebody, and we're all wanting to have the same conversation. And it's just, everybody isn't Tim, and everybody can't say the things that other people can't say sometimes. Not even I can't even put it together all the time. But I'm also proud of myself for making it through this video, because I stumbled and wanted to stop a couple times. Thank you if you made it to the end. And like I said, let's talk. Let's figure this thing out. I don't care if you're a government official or the president, or a nobody, or the person that doesn't have a political position. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts as a person that makes a lot of money. I want to hear your thoughts if you don't make a lot of money. I've been blessed in my life that every year of my life, I've made more money the next year. I am still the middlest of the lowest of middle class, but to speak to me for a second, life's getting better. You know what I mean? We're growing up. Some of us are figuring it out. Entrepreneurship has been beneficial to me a little bit. I have more bills than I have income, but and kids be kidding. Everything's expensive. Don't get me to go on my toilet paper rant right now. All right, I'm just playing now. Now I'm just rambling. But no, for real, this is a huge issue, and I want to talk, and I want to come up with some solutions because some of us are in positions to implement some of these things. That's the next thing I want to say. Some of us can do stuff. Some of us can rewrite laws, rewrite guidelines. Guidelines can be rewritten. See what I'm saying? I'm talking too much. So we can do this. Hey, stay focused. We can do this. We can change the world. This is doable. So let's do it. For real. Like I said, my name's Timothy White. Check me out. Look me up. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and Captain America. An all-around dope dude. You know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope I made some type of sense. Yeah.